everybody, welcome back to another video. I'm Football from Game here, and today I'm playing some more Cookie Run Kingdom with the Heroes of Dark Cacao update. So, I'm super late to this. This update came out almost a week ago now, which is kind of crazy. But I'm here, which is it's better late than never. I'm really excited for this. I've been waiting for a new story for so long for this game. These past couple months, I wanted to play some more of this game, but I just haven't had any good ideas to do anything. Also, Rainbow Cubes, that's part of the story rewards now. That's awesome. So there may be other stuff I have no idea about, because it's more than possible I missed a few other mini updates along the way. Big things I know is that there is Affogato Cookie, I may be pronouncing that wrong, as the new epic. It's a bomber, which is kind of interesting. I think there were one or two new treasures. One new treasure? No, two new treasures. Echoes of Hurricane Song are rare, and then the epic was the Miraculous Nature Affinity, so we're gonna try to get some of those, maybe. We'll see. I'm gonna collect some gifts, because I have a feeling there's gonna be quite a few here. There actually doesn't look like there's that many of them, which is kind of interesting. Obviously, we have the new story in chapter 13 and 14. At least I think it is 13, 14, right? Not just 13? Oh, no, it's just chapter 13. Okay, I wasn't sure. So I'm gonna go here at the end, because I want to see what the connection is, because it's gonna be cool. This always has a fair bit of story in it, so yeah, I'm gonna get into this. This video will probably be mostly focused around seeing what's new, and then we'll actually dive into more of the content probably tomorrow, but yeah, let's just see what's new here.
Hello? Guard? Is anyone in there? Open the gates! Please! Let me in!
Leave at once. The castle's gates open for no one.
I must meet King Dark Cacao Cookie! Our village is in danger!
What is the meaning of all this? Explain yourself.
Our village has been starving for days! Things are so desperate, the adults are stealing things! And wild beasts keep attacking everyone! We need your help! Please, send the Watchers!
This is ill news indeed. That is, if you speak the truth. We've received word of villages on the outskirts disappearing one by one, but such rumors are easily exaggerated, even distorted.
I'm not lying! The king must come and see for himself!
His Majesty is occupied elsewhere. If you seek aid, you will not find it here.
Then at least let me tell the king myself! He might believe me! Hey! Stop! Don't go! King Dark Cacao Cookie, have you really abandoned us?
My king, another bothersome petitioner came seeking your presence. I have sent them off, just like the others.
So I didn't want to interrupt here, I wanted to let the story play through, but I have to point this out. Dark Cacao Cookie, you can see around him there's these like purple essences, which is very similar to how Poison Mushroom's mind-controlling spores look like, and the effect that they had when they added some of his to the like drink to try to mind-control people near the end of chapter 11. Just wanted to point that out.
Your Majesty, I believe they find it odd that the castle gates are locked. There are voices of dissent as well.
The burdens that weigh heavily upon my shoulders. There are none who understand. We must not falter. It is imperative that our defenses be bolstered, as per the plan.
My liege, your humble servant stands in awe before your wisdom. With your blessing, I shall oversee the day-to-day undertaking so that your Majesty may strengthen our walls without distractions.
These walls are the only defenses between our lands and the Licorice Sea. We must remain vigilant, for those foul beasts may strike at any moment. For now, we continue to fortify our defenses and keep a wary eye towards the sea. This entire continent's fate is at stake.
That's the end. Okay, I was curious when that was gonna end. That was epic. That was very interesting. There's a lot of story, which is awesome. Just as a quick heads up, I'm sure most of you watching know this, but Dark Cacao Cookie is Dark Chocolate Cookie's father. I feel like I need to mention that. He's also one of the new cookies added in this update. He is an ancient, one of the ancients. Dark Cacao Cookie, I'm sure he has a special gacha we'll take a look at in a second. But he's kind of cool. If I had to guess, he's probably just going to be a buff Dark Choco, which could be super crazy, like how Pure Vanilla came around and Herb Cookie died, essentially. Dark Cacao could be the same thing for Dark Choco. But story-wise, that was epic. There is this new, advisor who's tricking them, which is a very, it's a common trope. It happens in a lot of stories, but it's very fun to see. The kingdom's very cool. It's not what I was expecting for the Dark Kingdom. Very, snowy, icy place. That's really awesome. Where you can actually fully see the kingdom here. It looks so cool. So many parts of this look really epic. Licorice Monster, okay. Licorice Sea is a little odd. I mean, I guess maybe they're, setting up some explanations on on just Licorice Cookie's story, which would be really cool. It's a little odd, but definitely would be pretty cool. Also a Licorice Village, so I don't really know what I'm, expecting from this. It's gonna be a lot of fun to see how the story progresses throughout the chapter. So that's really awesome. Not much else to say there. Obviously, it appears that the licorice enemies are already here, and if I have the feeling, like Chapter 11 and 12, we're not going to be following the main characters throughout this. It's hard to say for sure. I'm trying to remember if Pure Vanilla played much of a role in Chapter 12 or 13, or 11 or 12 rather, but if not, I feel like he might be a main protagonist for the story of Chapter 13, because he did say he was going to find his friends, and if not Hollyberry, I feel like it would be Dark Cacao Cookie. But I'm not really sure. It would be interesting to see how the evil cookies have a part, if any. They had a pretty major one in the last two chapters, but they weren't the main antagonists, so it's hard to know what's going to happen this time around. Though we never really got full closure on Chapter 12, so it's hard to know what's going to happen. I'm very interested to see how our main cookies tag along to this, but we are not checking that out quite yet, because we have to look at the events section. Light of Resolution, they have a new evil one, or not new evil, new nether gacha with the new, soul flask and things. There's some free gifts. I already missed my first 100. Oh, I missed so much stuff. So this would be basically how many days I am late for this update, which kind of sucks, but I'm sure we'll get quite a few of these. Oh, there's dark mode gem rewards, so this is just gem rewards, okay. I can't imagine being on dark mode for these chapters still. And then there's some pretty basic things. Black Raisin Cookie. I kind of wanted to talk about this. I find it kind of funny that he's the person here. They mentioned, or at least the, I forget if it was Dark Cacao Cookie or if it was the, advisor. They mentioned some sort of, assassin, or not assassin necessarily, but just, a secret police type thing. At least that's my interpretation of it. I wonder if Black Raisin Cookie has some relation to that. He always did seem a little out of place in Chapter 9, how they fit him into the story. It worked well, but he didn't seem like he was like the other villagers. It would be really interesting to find out that he or his parents were from the Dark Cacao Kingdom. That kind of fits with his, how his character is designed and all that stuff. So that would be really cool to find out. No idea. Just find it kind of funny. And I believe that's actually it. There isn't actually all that much craziness going on, which is kind of surprising. So looking at the Nether Gacha, I can't actually do any draws, which is very surprising. Looking at the odds here, it's a 0.301%, so definitely not great, but not bad. I believe that's the same as all the other ones. We will probably do some more story here, but I do quickly want to just use my... I believe I have a free gacha draw or two, so I'm going to do those quickly, collect some basic rewards here. And then we're probably going to look at a few of the first stages in the new chapter, which will be cool. So let's start off with our feature cookie draw. What's going to happen? I have a feeling we're not going to pull the cookie, but that would definitely be pretty cool if we did. Don't think so. I believe you can still get hearts on single draw, so I believe we have a normal cookie pull, which isn't that big a deal. But yeah. So that's interesting. It's going to be cool. Every new ancient, I believe, they don't actually... Yeah, no. So they're actually increasing the chance. It's the same chance for every single ancient cookie, but that chance is just getting added on top of each other. So for each new ancient cookie, the odds of you finding a ancient cookie are increasing, which I think is kind of cool. But yeah, so we're going to do our free draws here. We're probably not going to get anything all that crazy. We're going to take a look at a stage or two of the chapters. This is Red Eyes, so yeah, we can definitely get that, but also means no epic. And then I'm probably going to do maybe like a 10 draw here. I'll probably spend the rest of my gems, honestly, tomorrow trying to get some new cookies or treasures and things if we don't get them today. which again, as I mentioned, I don't think we will. But I really am interested to start off on the story. We're going to be going through the story not fast, like I'm not going to rush it or anything. I know some people do, but I'm not planning on going through the story all that quickly. I mostly just want to, I want to make the story last a little bit now that I know it's only one chapter, not two. But I also want to, like, with that in mind, I want to take a close look at how the story entails. Out of curiosity, is there a new kingdom? There is! They added a 13-10 Solemn Dark Cacao. I wonder why 13-10. No idea. But they added a new cookie kingdom, which is kind of cool. Because they have done this for each of the main, like, additional chapters, I guess. Which is definitely pretty cool. I do hope that the fact that they didn't choose to do 13 and 14 as the same chapters means that either A, chapter 14's on its way, or B, it's gonna be on its way soon, because I think that would be way nicer. Also, we have one more cookie pull, so I'm gonna do this quickly. I'll skip it, but what do you want to do the draw quickly? And skip, don't be anything crazy. It's a normal epic soul stone, not that bad. But no, we can head into the actual chapters again then. Don't think there's anything else crazy going on. Doesn't really look like it. There's no cookie season, Cookies Alliance, but it's not that big of a deal, for me at least. What is this? These, like, debuffs. Did I not mention them? See, here, in the Hollyberry Kingdom, you had doubled health, which is really interesting. It's debuffs on chapter 13, which is kind of cool, because one thing I did notice is they didn't increase cookie level again. They didn't buff cookies.
Let me show
Why is he using
real power?
Debuff resist? I remember doing this. That was for nonsense reasons. I did not realize I haven't changed those out yet. That could have an effect on me doing much worse on some of these stages. I did not realize that. Whatever, that's not important. There's debuffs here. Episode 13, Effect. The frost-ridden darkness of the Dark Cacao Kingdom reduces the debuff on monsters and the healing and shield received by cookies. They're nerfing healing. Wow. That's interesting. To nerf healing is a big deal. Okay, no, I need to change this now. Now that I realize that my cookies have debuff resistance, it's only him, right? No one else has it?
I must not forget the strawberry jam shed on the raspberry.
No, it's just licorice cookie. For whatever strange reason, I'm like, hey, you should have these. So I'm going to take some epic toppings off someone else. I'll be back in a second and we can start the stages. Okay, I am back. It is time to continue. Sorry for that mini thing. So what is it? Your allies' healing decreases by 65%. That's a big deal. Shield also down by 65%, and all enemies' debuff resistance increases by 40%. Wow! This just demolishes my team! Well, not really. The healing and shield is just a complete, just don't use pure vanilla. We'll see. I'm gonna start with pure vanilla, but that definitely might have to change to more of an offensive build. Which seems odd to me, because I think most players at this point going into this chapter were on a more offensive build to begin with, but interesting. And the debuff resistance, I think, is meant to cancel more with Claire Cookie, but definitely does say, like, hey, maybe don't use Dark Choco either. We're gonna see how well this goes. We're considered, like, I'm 150,000 power level above this for, as I just sort of mentioned, a semi-support-based team. But healing being nerfed by over half is absurd. Like, an absurd difference. As far as these enemies go, I guess it's like licorice-fied cake hounds, like of the basic enemies with like black licorice goo. Which is definitely interesting, but it looks like they're like a purple cake underneath, so maybe we'll see the basic cake later on. I do wonder if Licorice Cookie, like now, I do wonder if Licorice Cookie's gonna have a big part in the story. That would be interesting. What is happening to Raspberry Cookie's max health? What is this? Injury! Man, no, they're just demolishing healing. I believe injury, what it looks like is that it reduces your max health. Your max health is lowered when you have injury. Oh, it goes above 10. I was gonna say, I think it looks like a max out is 10. Nope. They're also, like, this in itself also pushes Herb Cookie over Pure Vanilla since Herb Cookie has Purify. So I'm gonna look at who gives this effect. It's not that big of a deal now. We're really strong for this. This won't be that bad, but this is really interesting. As opposed to doubling health by giving a buff, as they did for Chapter 12, this complete turnaround to remove to nerf healing so much, and to nerf shield so much, and to give this injury debuff that is making us to have so much less health is really, really weird.
I will not falter.
Because he's like Pure Vanilla's healing them. They're not healing. They haven't taken damage. They've taken injury or whatever, which is so weird. I'm gonna look at this at the enemies before. I probably should have done that before we did that stage. I'm probably gonna be some story now, I realize. So we'll take a look at this, but then I want to look at those enemies. What's gonna happen? Oh, right, rainbow cubes. I forgot about that. That's awesome. That's 2 skins already, which is great. I'll be silent now.
There's a village right below the walls of the Dark Cacao Citadel. It's just up ahead. We just need to head there and deliver this letter.
Let's hurry on, then. A fading hope that the castle has some hot chocolate is what's keeping me warm. It's freezing out here.
Who said hot chocolate? The perfect drink for a king. Come now, my faithful subjects. Hand me the letter and I will lead the way. You kidding? A small tot like you would get buried under all this snow. Oh well, guess we'll come pick you up in summer.
Come on, just a little further. Then we'll all have a good rest next to a cozy fire.
Interesting.
Hold on a moment. Did you hear that?
It's just the wind, pointy hat.
Feel like they'll know what it is now.
No, that's not the wind. More like a terrifying roar.
Ah!
Stay back! Get away! Ah! Move! We're all gonna be crumbs!
Why did nobody warn us about these vicious, scary beasts? Flee for your lives!
Okay, so I guess that answers one of my questions. How are they going to introduce the cookies? A mystery letter. I'm assuming from Pure Vanilla, maybe, probably. So I do want to switch up this treasure too, because that was also a mistake. I'm going to go for the defense treasure. This probably makes the most sense, because they didn't know defense at least. Yeah, I have no idea on their stats. So that's not great. I am going to throw in Herb Cookie just to see instead of Pure Vanilla. Can Purify remove injury? If that's a serious thing, can Purify remove it? Because if so, well, that's going to be a big buff for Herb. And also, are these cookies, am I just healing a ton? Or are these cookies not, are these enemies rather, not doing much damage and instead just giving injury? Well, they're at serious damage here to Vampire Cookie in the back. They're stunning him and doing a stupid amount of damage. We're starting to have injury again in the front on Raspberry, and there's a lot of injury on the Licorice ones. I have no idea what injury is. I don't know if they added it to some cookies or if it's a buff or a debuff rather than the new cookies give. Probably the latter, but hard to know for sure. I'm gonna keep an eye out now. So 5 injury, we're gonna see. Does this go down? The cage thing, the webbing's being a big issue for Vampire. Injury. I don't think that went down. Did her cookie activate his ability? I think he did. Well, we're gonna see now, probably. No. Okay, that's a little odd. I'm gonna double check, because I don't think any of these got removed. Herb Cookie does still purify, right? I'm assuming so. No, so injury does not go away, it looks like, from debuff. From debuff, purification, whatever you want to call it. Debuff removal, I don't know. It doesn't look like it's affected by that, which is a big deal, because taking away from max health is a big deal. Vampire, you're not doing too well here. This stunning and targeting of the backliner. It's kind of rare, honestly, for Cookie and Kingdom enemies. I can't think of too many enemies that do it like that, but it's very weird. This is a big deal, though, because it looks like they're essentially doing percentage-based health that can't be healed. Plus healing's nerfed. They really don't want you to use healing. Really don't want you to use healing. They're really just, nailing that point. It kind of looks like 60 injury is 100% health, so each injury is 2-ish% health, max health. Not exactly a good thing. I'm gonna double check that Herb Cookie is purified, assuming there's not more story after this.
And just.
And then I'll probably talk about the update in general, and that'll probably be it for today. Also, oh right, I'm Vampire Cookie died, of course. Nothing new here, nothing crazy. Okay. Quickly checking on Herb. You still purify, right? Removing all debuffs. Is it not a debuff? I'm very confused. No, Cookie, gives it for whatever reason, right? No, I don't think so. I can only sort by, like, basic things like this, right? Yeah. Actually, I don't know, you could sort by release. That's kind of cool, but no, back to, I guess, rarity, or let's do level. Level, yeah, like that. I'm assuming then, does Dr. Cacao give it? He will briefly become resistant to interrupting effects. Swings the Grape Jam Choco Blade with great force, causing thunder and lightning to inflict damage upon foes in range. This mighty attack reduces enemies' attack, defense, and inflicts zap and injury. So it does inflict injury. Injured foes will have reduced max HP, and the injury debuff ignores immunity and dispelling effects, not mentioning injury specifically. Huh? Okay, not mentioning injury. Okay, cool. While Dark Cacao Cookie is using this skill, he will briefly become resistant to interrupting effects. That's a lot of stuff. So no, Dark Cacao Cookie seems so powerful. I really hope I get the chance to at least have a chance at unlocking him, because that sounds really cool. He doesn't have a costume. Okay, just double checking. Let's quickly look at the other new cookie then. Let's look at Afro-Gacha Cookie. Secretly curses the enemies with the highest attack. Oh. I wonder if that's a bit of information on the story there. The cursed target cannot receive any buff except effects for a certain time, limiting to buffs that can be dispelled. Okay, so it wouldn't... That's odd. I guess they're doing a lot of changes to buff immunity and, like, buff resistance and purification, stuff like that. Interesting. The cursed target will also receive amplified debuffs and will spread poison, inflicting periodic damage to nearby enemies and themselves. If poison becomes dispelled, it will cause great damage to nearby enemies. That's interesting. Very interesting combo here. Some weird abilities. Out of curiosity, the thing that comes to mind about debuffs being, like, they can't be dispelled is T-Night Cookie. His ability seems like one that couldn't be dispelled. Does it mention something like that in his thing? Lead battle. There are several kinds of real buffs, blah blah blah. Whenever an allied cookie is defeated, the Wrath Commander effect is triggered. Wrath Commander cannot be dispelled. Yes, I don't know if that was in there originally. I'm not quite sure. Treasures. There's also the purification treasure, because there's not that much purification in the game, at least not that there used to be. Can this purify it? Just one glance through the crystal clear monocle is enough to detect and cleanse debuffs from the whole party and restore max HP. It does not. Does anything do that? He has to go with the lowest HP. No. That is weird. Okay, so... Weird new debuff that's a really big deal. Let's look at the treasures. Maybe they have an effect on it. Deals area damage to all enemy cookies equal to 217% of the attack of the ally with the highest attack. That sounds really powerful. Deals 724% of the attack to other non-cookie enemy targets. What the heck? This is like the description of the level 1 treasure. This is a rare. People will get this to max level. That is absurd. That's like vampire levels of like 1000% damage. That's a lot. A lot. Interesting. Looks pretty powerful. That's just the rare. Miraculous Natural Remedy. I'm assuming this is going to deal with injury. This miraculous remedy, jam-packed with the secrets of nature, removes all debuffs from the cookie with the highest max HP and deals 16% of their max HP. Heals, okay. Additionally, increases their attack by 10% for 5 seconds. No, it still doesn't mention being immune to that. That's so weird. So, as far as I can tell, there is no way currently to remove weakness. Or injury, rather. I don't think there is. There is a way to inflict it using Dark Cacao Cookie, though it sounded like his may have been temporary. Double checking here. It says temporary, right? Injury debuff ignores immunity. Injure foes with... blah, blah, blah. Injured foes will have reduced max HP, and the injury debuff ignores immunity and dispelling effects, not mentioning injury specifically, yes. No, it doesn't mention that at all. That's a permanent debuff, seemingly. Injury, that's a weird one. I have no idea if I like that or not. Dark Cacao Cookie looks epic and overpowered, which is generally not a bad thing. Story so far looks super detailed. The map looks awesome. I guess we're fighting the Snow Lion thing on episode 10. I never really mentioned that thing again. But this looks really cool. I'm a little disappointed there's not 14 chapters, but hopefully it's coming soon. This was awesome. I hope you guys enjoyed this first look at the update. Tomorrow I will probably be doing some more gachas, spending most, if not all, of my gems, and doing a bit more story, so I'll see you guys then. Consider giving the video a like if you enjoyed, and subscribing to join the Purple Elephant Squad. There's going to be a lot more Cookie and Kingdom in the future, at least I think so and hope so. So yeah, have a wonderful day, and I will see you all tomorrow. Bye!